This screencast will walk you through the steps of updating an old Stratum version 3.4 project using iTree Streets. The first thing we want to do is make sure we know the location of our old Stratum files. In this case, I have it on my desktop. And this is what the file structure of an old Stratum project looked like. Typically, you had a project file, and then you had a different file, which was an Access database, which was associated with it, and then there was also this splist.xml file. The database and the .project file are the two critical ones that you need to actually open this up in Streets and convert it to a Streets project. So I have Streets already launched here, and I'm using Streets version 5.1.0. So the first thing I'm going to do is hit File, Open, Existing Project. And normally you would have to navigate to your location. I've already come to this location before, so it defaults to here. And what you might see is that there are no files shown. And the reason is because the default, it is looking for a Streets project first. So you have this little drop down here. If you hit this, you then can change the default to .proj. And at that point, after changing it, you should see that old Stratum project appear. So I'm going to select this. And now once we hit open, you typically will receive this message here. So it's telling us that it can't figure out the path to connect the project file to that old MDB file. So we'll accept this, and what we need to do is connect those two files. And so there's the .mdb file. I'll select that and hit open. And then you might see this message right here. And this is just because those files are from 2009 with that old Stratum project, and I'm now using a version of Streets that's been modified numerous times over, and there's probably some database location changes. So I have to update the city information when we're through with this process. So I'll hit OK here. This is fine. And it goes through the process and it tells you it's been updated. It now wants you to specify a location for the new Streets project. So it's creating a Streets project. And it just comes back and uses the same name as the old Stratum project, but it gives it a new extension. You can change this if you so desire. We'll just say updated. And we'll hit save. And then we have our iTree Streets project. So one of the things, if you recall, is that we needed to update that city information. And you can do that under the Input City Information drop-down. And all I'm going to do is fill in these top 4 drop-downs. Hit OK. Save project since I made some updates. The other thing you can do if you want to verify after you go through that process is hit Input Records. And then you should see your tree records appear here also. So this is just another quick way of verifying that your records did come over properly. You can access the reports, make changes, update the inventory, actually send it back to a handheld device if you want to update the trees in the field or so on. So you now actually have a functioning Streets project to move forward with at this point. So I'm just going to exit out here. So you essentially opened up your old Stratum projects and then created this new iTree Streets project. So it's transformed. So the next time you come back here moving forward, all you have to do is launch Streets. You don't have to go through that same process that I just went through because you have a Streets project that's already been converted. And you would just navigate to that Streets project. And so it defaults to Streets projects, and typically you'll see your project right there, last project that you worked on. Open that up. and you're good to go.